Hey folks, welcome back to Academia School Simulator. I'm Magnus Modestus, and this is the next episode now, obviously. Continuing on with the plan of uh, moving everything around, essentially. So I've started the construction order for the perimeter wall, which I've now fully planned out, I think. So the builders are getting to work on that, and we'll see how that works out. I'm not going to build the whole plan just yet, just the perimeter wall for now, and then we'll build the rooms sort of as we need them. The builders seem to have knocked off for some food now, though. May also need more kitchen staff at this rate. Let's hire a few more cooks. There's a lot of plates there, obviously building up, washing. And as soon as the builders get back to work, it's time for everyone to go home. So that's kind of inconvenient. But they'll come back in tomorrow and they'll carry on with that. Apparently there's exams that the classes have to take at the end of the school year, but I've no idea how long the school year actually lasts for, or if I have to do any preparation for these exams or anything like that, because none of this is actually explained in the game, at least not in its current state. Obviously, it is still, only recently released on early access, so I would suspect there's a lot more work that the developers have probably got up their sleeves at the moment. They haven't got around to doing just yet. And I should think some kind of better explanation of a lot of the game concepts and mechanics has got to be part of that, really. Prison Architect obviously had a fully fledged tutorial slash story mode campaign thingamajig, and one of the developers, I don't know how many developers there were on that and how many there are on this, but certainly one of the developers seems to be kind of the main guy, designer rather. One of the designers from that is obviously the designer on this. So I should think, obviously, as we're seeing, there is a lot of crossover between the two games. There is a lot from Prison Architect that's present in Academia, so I would suspect that there will be more crossover to come. It's sort of the obvious place for him to take inspiration from. So that perimeter wall, now finished. I'm going to build a few more of these classrooms, I think. At least build those two. This corridor. We're also going to want to put a door in there. That line there, I think. So that the students that are in these classes up here can get in and out of the cafeteria without too much bother. And of course we're also going to want a couple of doors to these classrooms. Going to want a zone classrooms. That's one. That's another. They're probably not going to be freshmen. I'm going to have sort of each year group in a different section of the school. So maybe freshmen here, sophomores here, juniors, seniors, or some variation on that. But that's the plan anyway. So now we're going to need the objects that make a classroom, as usual. Desk is going to go there, the chair there, chalkboard there, student chairs. Six, seven, eight. Okay. We're trying to reach that 150 student mark at the moment, which these two extra classrooms should take us to. Although they won't, will they? Because I'm designing these classrooms to cater to 24 students, 25. That's something I've not really taken into consideration. I'll actually stick a couple of extra chairs in there, or at least one extra. And we're going to need a teacher up there. Kind of cool. You got a pelican shirt, so hire you. And so now we can order 25. We'll order 25 freshmen for now. Got a lot of students absent due to sickness. I don't know what's causing that. I don't know how to fix that. I feel like I have 8 janitors for 100 students. That should be way more than enough. I feel like I've got 8 cooks for 100 students. That should be way more than enough. 2 nurses. You know, I don't know if it's the food, if it's the dirt, if it's the lack of clinical facilities or whatever, but do have a very high proportion of students off sick. And, you know, I'm not really sure what it is I'm meant to be doing about that. So I will hire an extra couple of nurses. I will hire an extra couple of janitors. And I'll hire an extra couple of cooks. But at this point, I feel that we should have at least plenty, all of those. You know, if what we've got isn't enough, then there is some serious balancing work that needs to be done with this game. And when I was a kid, you know, I went to schools with 300, 400, 500 students and no nurses and, you know, one janitor. Oh, we call them caretakers over here, but, you know, it certainly didn't require all of these 5 nurses, whatever we've got now. Got 4 nurses, 10 janitors, 10 cooks. I don't know how many cooks there were at any of the schools I went to. Doubt there were 10. But there were certainly several. 5, 6, 7, I don't know. I was never counting. I was just getting my lunch and eating it. So we can, well, let's first, that can stay, that'll stay as a freshman classroom. We're going to have one more freshman teacher. You look cool, but you're rubbish at everything, so it's not. Take Frederick Radin, put him in that classroom, and let's make that order for 50. That's obviously at the wrong angle. I don't know if it will still function at the wrong angle. I'm going to assume it won't. Turn it around just to be on the safe side. Okay. Go. I'm also going to put another club and library up here somewhere. See, the club takes 3 wide. 3 by 2. But, so we should be able to fit a few in here. Some more flooring in. And they're off. It seems like every time the builders start to actually build something, they all go and do something. That time they seem to have gone for a group piss, which is I'm not sure if that's a thing builders actually do. Any builders are watching? Let me know. Do you go for group pisses? Because I mean, I'm not a builder, but I can't say I've ever been for a group piss. Seems oddly convenient to all need the toilet at the same time. These janitors, I mean, this is crazy. We've got 10 janitors, and they are not keeping on top of this cleaning. I feel like at this point, you know, I've only got a few hours logged in the game really at this point. We haven't played that far, but already, clearly we're running out of content and seeing some horrendous sort of imbalance in some of the game mechanics, such as the cleaning and how many janitors are needed. So I'm actually thinking I may end this series somewhat early and maybe come back to this game at a later point when there is more content, when there's been more patches to rebalance things such as that, such as the janitors, such as the cooks, such as the illnesses, when there's more goals and grants to work towards, so on. For now, put a club in that room. Ah, it won't let me have a club in that room. That's wonderful. Move that zone. What can I have in there? A lot. Not a very useful shape room, that. When do these new students turn up? Tomorrow. Okay. So we should start making a lot more money once they've turned up. But of course, if our 10 janitors and 10 cooks are struggling to keep up with 100 students, they're just going to struggle even more with 150. So that'll be interesting. See how that plays out. Which we will see next time. If I decide to do it next time, I may just can it at this point. Because clearly, as I say, there's a lot of work to be done. And I don't really feel like investing too much of my time or yours into something that currently has very little to give. It's, you know, I mean, I'm not criticising. It's perfectly understandable that at this stage of development, the the balance wouldn't be there, the content wouldn't be there. I can't really say I expected very much more at this stage, but it is maybe something that's, you know, we've done our first look. We've had a bit of a play around, and maybe it's something to come back to when there's more to see. That's my thinking at the moment. So if you have any thoughts on that, then please do feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I haven't made my decision yet, so I could still be persuaded either way, I think. I've certainly got some stuff to think about regarding this particular series, though. So, anyway, as I say, that'll do for now. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Magnus Modestus. This has been Academia School Simulator. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. If you have, go ahead, like and subscribe, maybe leave a comment. If you haven't, then sorry. Thanks very much for joining me and for watching this video, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye.